Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Let me know if you are here. Say hello. And if you are watching the replay, say hashtag replay so I know that you watched. How is everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon on Memorial Day weekend? Okay, I just shared the video to the group. How is everybody doing on this? Sorry for the feedback. If you noon on Memorial Day weekend. Okay, there we go. Got it set up how I like it. I had a really nice day. A lot going on. Okay, there we go. Oh, what a day. Hi, Julie. What are you up to today? I mowed the lawn and I spread some of the weed and feed, and I dealt with some of the weeds in the side yard. And then we went to see Mission Impossible. It's called Mission Impossible, I think Final Reckoning. It was really good. It was a long movie. It was like almost 3 hours. It was a typical Mission Impossible, you know. I mean, some of the stuff was like impossible, but you have to suspend belief. Hey, Mom, when you watch these. Laundry and craft room work. Yeah, that sounds good. I would have liked to have been doing some craft room work, but since I bought this lawnmower, it seems like my life is revolving around the lawn. Although I did have fun at the movies, so that was a nice break. And then we went to a um like a car hop drive up place called Dog and Suds after the movie. It was kind of fun. They have that root beer in a frosty mug, which I love. It's the first time this season, so I was happy with that. So today we are making these Notes and Totes card. Um, so much fun. And then I'm hoping that I'll have time to show you how to make um, this little treat box. So you could put little treats or a gift card or something in there. Julie, did you guys get this kit or this bundle? Let me show you. I think it's in the catalog. I don't think it's an online exclusive. I meant to look at that before. Stamp sets. Oh yeah, it is in here. Page 81. Okay, here it is. Notes and Totes Bundle. Look how cute that is. You can see you can make these cute little 3D things, some nice cards. I love this one. I kind of, looked at that when I did mine a little bit. And then here's another 3D one, like in a gift bag. Oh, it looks like it's on a water bottle. That's cute. So you can get the bundle and you can get just the stamp set or just the dies. So that's really fun, I think. So it's in the new annual catalog. Oh, you ordered it but hasn't come yet. Well, then you can make this later. Make these later. These will be cute. So let me show you what these look like. So here is the stamp set. Sending warm wishes, just a note, relax and enjoy. Newsflash, you're fabulous, exclusive, made just for you. So grateful, a true story. Then it's got this little, I think is that called a hibiscus flower? Some sand, sun, water, and you earned it. And then this makes a nice little background paper. So nice. I did cut out some glasses that I didn't use yet. And then I think it's the dies that are the stars of the show. And I'm not using everything today, but you can see this is the bag. There's two different handles. There's this one, which I didn't use on here, but I think I used it on my scrapbook layout. Here's a handle. So that's the one like I have. There's a little uh, scarf, like a bag scarf, water bottle. I, I'm. What do you guys think this is? Do you think it's hand sanitizer for your bag, or do you think it's like suntan lotion? I'm not sure. I didn't use that because I wasn't sure what it was. A little seashell. There's the starfish. And the reason that this has some of these sort of headlines, these three headlines here, is because there is a little like newspaper or a book, because you know you want to put a book in your bag or you know whatever. So here it is. There's a pocket. There's a little pocket here. You can put on the front, like I did here. I put this one. I put the pocket on the front, and then there's these little like labels, like it says like J. Crew or you know whatever there. So I used it on that. And then the fence. I did not use the fence in my card, but the card in the catalog did use it, and I am going to be using it on my scrapbook layout. So I'm using this. And then this is the piece for the trim. Here's the suntan lotion. I think that's everything. Oh, the sunglasses. These sunglasses are really, really cute. I didn't put them on here, but I did use them in on my scrapbook layout. Yeah, this will be really cute with flowers, flower dyes, cute in the background. I put this sky paper from I think it's from the autumn set, and I didn't want to cover it up so much because I really love the sky, so I didn't do it. But I am using it on the scrapbook layout. So between the two projects this week and next week, I'll be using, I think, all of the pieces. Okay. And then, like I said, the bag can be made into a little gift bag. So you could put a little gift card in there like this and give to somebody, or you could put treats. And I have some treats. I have some Starburst here. Hopefully oh, they're not, these are not, they're not in like individual wraps, but you could see if they were, you could put it in there. Or if you're someplace like if you're having a something like a shower or something where you're putting these at the table, you know, you could put something like this that's not individually wrapped. I just opened that up, so I didn't know that they weren't individually wrapped, but you get the picture. Okay. So I really love this set, and I think I'm going to use it for a lot of things because there's a lot of nice pieces that you can use for other things like the sunglasses. I can see so many uses, the water bottle, and so on. So I think we should just get started because I want to try and be able to do both things. Okay, so first let's make the card base. So I have a sheet of basic white cardstock. You could use the thick if you wanted to. Um, but I'm just using the regular. And I'm cutting it down the center at 5.5 so that I can make one card front. And I will maybe use the other one when we make the 3D. Or you can make 2 cards. Okay, let's fold this in half. You could score it if you want. I don't trust my score on um that cutter, so I'm just gonna fold it in half and there we go. Okay, so we've got the card base. And then I was thinking, about it, and I know that the um, Splendid Autumn papers had some sky backgrounds. Let's see. I had one already pulled out. There you go. So this is Splendid Autumn. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, let me drop the link to the resource page. This link has all of the products that I'm using. Okay, so this is, yeah, like I said, Splendid Autumn. It is 164173. And let me take some of these out. You can see I use this a lot. I've used this for so many things. And some have more sky than others, So these ones aren't great, but this one is great. And yeah, this is the one that I pulled aside to use because look at that background there. So this is a beautiful background. I mean, these wouldn't be bad because you could have that off the back of your card. This, I think this is the one that I used for this card. It's got a little bit more of the peachy colors. This one would be nice too. This one. So, I recommend looking into these. I'm going to be using this one because I like the sky there. There are some others that have clouds. I know the um, what was it called? To the sky, up to the sky, or something. The one with the old-fashioned airplanes. That one has a sky background. Also on the set that I used last week, which for the life of me I can't remember what it is. That one has a sky stamp. Oh, the mountain ones, right? The what's it called? Not Splendid Mountains. Majestic Mountains, maybe? No, that's the new paper pumpkin. Um, but the one with the mountains in there has a cloud stamp. So if you don't have any cloud paper, you could use that. So I cut this at 5.25 by 4 so that you could see a little bit of the white rim around it. You can, if you want to do the whole piece, you could. So I'm going to cut this at 4. And then 5.25. Now this is a 6 by 6 piece, so I'm going to cut off 3. I'm going to cut off 3/4 of an inch. So I think I'm going to cut this part off because I want a little bit of the blue sky. So let's cut that. And if you want, you could make it a little bit shorter because I'm putting sand down, but I like to have it on the base just because you never know when you rip this paper how high it's going to go. So I'm just going to use the whole base, you know? So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And I love that sky. Okay. And then let's make the sand. So if you have two-tone cardstock, because now our 12 by 12 paper is two-tone cardstock. Oh wait, I didn't go live on Instagram yet. I forgot. Okay, I just went live. So if you have two-tone cardstock, you can use the front and the back. I'm going to use two different colors because I don't have any two-tone brown of Stampin' Up! Colors. So I'm going to use, I think that's crumb cake and this is pecan pie. I thought this would be good. So I'm going to cut these both to 5 1/4. So it's the right width. This one, I'm going to cut this one a little bit. I'm going to cut this about 2.5 inches tall and then 5 1/4. I didn't want to cut that whole piece at 5 1/4 and waste a little bit. Okay. So now I think I'm going to put the pecan pie in the back. So I'm going to have it be a little bit taller. And on this one, it looks like I made it about 2 inches. So I'm going to tear it about right here. Now this is one-sided, one-tone cardstock with a solid core. So when you tear it, you don't get the white. Here, when I tore it, since it was two-tone white core, you get the white showing. Okay. So this one won't get that because of this is just solid core. Okay, and then the lighter piece is about 1 inch. So I'm gonna tear it about right around in here. And when you tear it towards you, and I can use this piece, on another card. The kind of torn part shows when you pull it towards you. If you don't want that to show, it's you tear it away from you. Okay. Okay, now this stamp set does have some sand, so I'm going to use that. Let me see. I don't think I didn't bring any sand color stamp set over here. Let me get an appropriate color sand. I was looking for almond, but I might have it in one of these other. I'm going out of town, so I've got a lot of my lives all packed up, everything that I need in them. So I think it's in next week's. Let me see. Yeah, here's almond. Okay, I'm going to do the light one on almond. I really don't think I have any Stampin' Up! Colors that are brownish Okay, so I'm gonna use a mat for the back of it so I can go off. And you can skip this step if you don't have it. It just is cute. It makes a little, looks like sand. I'm going to try and you can also, move your block around so that it doesn't look the same everywhere. Okay, and I might just use the same. Let's see how it looks on. I'm going to use the back side just to test it. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's use the same one. I was going to use toffee, but might as well use the same color while I've got it. And I'm going to try and, I don't want it to look like I'm going in a straight line. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's clean off our stamp set. And then we're going to place it on there. Put this back. Okay. So is this too high? This is a little bit too high. I think I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. Maybe a 1/4 inch off of here. Let's see. Maybe need another 1/4 inch. Okay, that's a better size for me, I think. Because I want a lot of the sky to show. I'm just going to adhere this down. Let's see if my Instagram caught up with me. No, I'm still cutting out the base piece. Okay, there we go. Now let's put this one right on top. And I don't know, I think I put the darker in the back and the lighter up here because to me, well, that's okay. To me, I don't like that, I guess. I'm gonna tear this a little bit. I guess a little bit. I don't like how it was higher than the other piece. I feel like the darker sand is going to be closer to the water because um it's wet. Like this is dry sand and then it gets wet. And if you want, you could put a blue layer here if you want it to look like water. I just made this look like it's kind of sitting on a dune or something like that. So okay, so we've got the base done. So why don't we go ahead and cut the pieces for this? And these are compatible with the small stamp cut and emboss machine. So that's what I'm going to use. So let's look at the dies. I'm going to start with the bag. Let's see. Okay, let's cut a piece that's about 3 inches. I think this should fit 3 inches. Let me make sure. Okay, I'm going to do it about 3.5. There you go. Okay. Right in there. Run it through. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought the white cord looked like it was kind of ocean foam, although it's the sand, but it looked like it could be kind of rolling in. Okay, so here is what the bag looks like when it comes out. Okay, and you can see there's a couple funky looking things here, but okay, so we're going to cut one of these for the card, and then um, let's make the handle and the straps, I guess, and the base. Does anybody have a bag like this? I think I showed you during my um, catalog walkthrough that we have two of these bags, um, except one's navy blue and one's like a cherry red, and it's initialed. Monogrammed, right? It's monogrammed. I bought it for the girls back. I don't know. They were probably 12, something like that. Well, Megan was probably 12. Michaela was maybe 10. Okay, so the pieces that we need are these are the strips, the side strips, and then this is the base, and then the handle. I'm going to use this handle today. Yeah, on the scrapbook layout, I use the other handle, so you'll be able to see that next week. And I'm using early espresso. And I have a piece here. I'm gonna cut it maybe about 4 inches. Okay, but you can use, whatever color you want. You can make it blue, red. I just kind of wanted to keep it in this like brownish, orange and brown and blue kind of color scheme. Okay, so here's one of the strips. Here's the base. And then the other strip is in here still. And all of our dies have these little holes that you can use a pokey tool and have these pop right out. So, and then I'll have to do the same thing for the handle. Very easy. There we go. Okay. So now let's cut the bottle. What did I do? Oh, here we go. It's like, what did I do with these ones? I need to buy some more magnets so I can put these on a magnet sheet. So let's cut the bottle. Here's the bottle. Here I have it, this balmy blue. Let's see if I've got the blue. Like I said, I tried to prepare some of this ahead of time. Here we go. This is actually a piece, it's the backside of one of these papers, which I thought it was a nice blue. And water bottles come with nice shades and designs. So I think I'm going to use this one because I thought it matched kind of nicely. And you'll notice it does have a like handle. I don't have it on the card, my sample card, but there is a handle there. Some people have cut that with like silver, so it's like a silver carabiner or something. Or you can leave it with the blue. Okay, here's the blue. bottle. I look at that bottle. I love it. I love how it's, I don't know, can you see that kind of variegated blue in there? And then the handle is very tiny. Let's see, I'll show you. Here's the handle. We could put it on this one if we want to. So that's the bottle. And then let's cut the starfish and the conch shell. That's a conch shell, right? So the starfish, I'm going to use um, Cajun Craze. Here, I actually think I used Close to My Heart Papaya. So it's a really nice color, and I think it's really close to what a starfish looks like. Here, I'm gonna make it Cajun Craze because I was trying to use Stampin' Up papers. There might be another color that would work too. Um, I've got my little thing here. Is there a papaya color? I'm using this one, the Cajun Craze. But so I'm using that for the sunblock. Calypso Coral might work. This one might work if you have Calypso Coral. Yeah, that would be the other alternative, I would say. The Cajun Craze is a little bit dark, but okay. And then the conch shell. And I think I'm going to use the Very Vanilla. Here, I'm pretty sure I was thinking I used almond, but that might be shortbread. Close to my heart, shortbread. But here I'm using, oh, not this one. Not this one. This. The conch shell. That's very vanilla. You know what I would do, I think, is, someday, especially a day that you don't have a craft mojo, here's the conch shell. It looks so cute. If you don't have craft mojo, I might just sit here and cut out like a bunch of the conch shells, a bunch of the um, starfish, a bunch of the water bottle, just a variety of things. Like take your scraps and just do that. This would be something nice to do if you're sitting in front of the TV or something. Um, just run it through. So then when you wanted to assemble cards, you had everything ready and you can just assemble it. Okay. And then let's make the sunblock. And this kind of reminds me of, I think is it called Band de Soleil? That's kind of like this light orange and a dark orange. I used to use that back in the day. And that was my favorite um, suntan lotion. Band de Soleil, like I was some fancy person. I'm going to cut this a little bit. Did anybody else use that kind of sunblock? Okay, let's cut. And so what I did for this one is I just cut it through twice. I cut it through once with the light color and then once with the dark color. And I'm going to use the pumpkin for the darker color. So let's put it here. This is almost like making a little scene. You can just put on it whatever you want. You can add your sunglasses. You could add the water bottle. You can add a newspaper. Little piece is staticky. It's sticking there. Okay. Let's do it again with the darker one, and then I'll cut the ends off. And then all we have to do is a scarf. And then we'll be ready to assemble this card. Okay. Okay, now I was thinking on here, I cut this. This is a fun pattern. And that was actually from um the duck the duck collection. I don't remember what this one was called. The pond, something pond life or something. Um I I searched through my stash to see if there was any um pattern paper that was peach pie, which this color is peach pie. So I searched through all my stuff and I found this and I thought, oh, that would be a perfect scarf. I was thinking with this one, because of this purple background, I thought maybe I'll cut a purple one. And actually this is the back side of this one. Um so I'm gonna try it. And then if not, we can go back to this one. But I kind of wanted to draw out the purple. Where is the scarf? Did I pull the scarf out? Oh my, what did I do with the scarf? Oh, I found it. Oh, it was in my pile of scraps over there. Phew, we almost didn't have a scarf. Okay, I'm gonna try the purple. And then if we don't like it, we can go back to the flower. Hey, Jean, making a cute card. This would be cute for Maddie. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll make her a set of these to use as like note cards or thank yous or something. Aren't these cute? Look how cute these are. I could give her a box of these. Cute little cards. Okay. Let me cut this one just in case. And then we can put the stamp cut and emboss machine away. 'Cause I'm not sure that that purple is going to go with the colors, but we'll see. Okay. Here we go. I really, really love this stamp cut and emboss machine, the mini. I keep it here on my desk, and then, um, I don't have to get the bigger one off and on. I have it on top of my little IKEA cubbies, and this just makes it easy to have right here. Okay, so now let's put these all together. I'm going to put this back in the envelope so that I don't have any of those go missing again. But I'll get them back out when we make the 3D thing. Okay. So let's look at, here's all of our pieces here. Let's look at the base. So what I did, I don't know if you can see, but there are like There's a fold there, and there's one here. And then there's also these lines here. Okay. So actually some people have made, but you can make a bag that's like this, that's like a tall bag. I've seen people make like a little shopping bag or a gift bag like this. It makes really cute gift bags. Um, but what I did is you push these back, and then this part you can push back. You don't need, um, and then this little piece does stick out. So I think I cut it off. Flat. So you can see on here that it is open. I didn't tape the whole thing down, so that if you wanted to, you could actually put a gift card here in your card. Um, or you can tape this whole thing down, right? I didn't because I wanted to show you that you could actually, put something here. You also could stick these in there too, or stick more in there. So I just adhered this part down. I might do the whole thing this time. Just to show you the difference, but okay. I'm going to put some tape down there, adhesive, so that these little wings, you don't need these wings. You want those to stick down. And then this piece, I mean, really, you could just cut this off so you don't have to worry about it. But I'll show you why that might be an issue. Um, but okay, I'm going to put adhesive all on the back of this. So I'm going to stick it all the way down. If you wanted to stick stuff in there, like a gift card or the magazine, the book, you know, your water bottle in there, then you wouldn't want to stick the whole thing down. So I'm going to put it kind of on an angle a little bit, kind of towards the right, so I can put some stuff over here. Now this one I stuck all the way down. Okay, now this is um the base. I think this one you could fold under also if you wanted. Um, so I'll show you what I'm talking about because it's a little bit, I'll fold it under so you can kind of see. This doesn't cover that up, but it covers, actually I'm going to trim it a little bit. I I wanted my bag to be a little bit bigger, so I left that on there, and then I have this on top like this. Okay. But you can also see that it doesn't cover up there's a couple little gaps there, so that's why I put these close to it. If you cut this off or fold it under, this is actually meant to go right on there. Okay, so then you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and I'll show you that when we make, you can see here when we make the 3D thing. I wanted my bag to be you can see this is a little bit bigger than this, having it this way. So I'm going to put it here to make it bigger, and then I'm just going to cover up those two little gaps. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so you can fold it under, cut it off if you want to have the smaller bag. So I'm going to put this here. Okay, and now these two strips, um, I put right along there's the other, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, um, the other fold lines here. I put it right along those, so like right along here. Okay. I'm going to cut this off a little bit so that um it's just slightly, you can see it's just like the way I have it. It's a little bit tall. You can stick it underneath. I didn't want to have the bulk of that, so I put it like this, and then I'm just going to trim kind of that little edge off. I'm just going to go like that. And then I'm going to put the cut piece down along the bottom. Okay, there we go. It's going to be like that. And then the same thing for this one. I'm going to just cut just a tiny bit off. Or you could, like I said, you could stick it under. Okay, so let's adhere these down. And I love that you can make these any color that you want. And I am, as I said, I'm putting it right along. There's a um, kind of a fold line there. Okay. Let's adhere this one down. Again, I'm putting it right along that line. Okay, there we go. And then let's put the handle down. If you want, also, you could put another handle for the other side. I didn't because, I don't know, I just didn't think it looked that great. And you can also see if you have if you're leaving this open so that you can put a gift card or stick some of these things inside, you don't want to put adhesive on the back of the handle. But since I stuck it down, I'm going to put adhesive on the whole thing so that it stays nice and down. Um, what I did is I just put adhesive on these bottom parts that look like it might be attached. So not I'll show you here. I put adhesive like from here down, and here down. I didn't put adhesive here on this card. Okay, there's definitely a little part that's like a um something that might be sewed down to the bag. So I attached it like right there so that the top of that little part was at the very top of the bag. If you wanted to add if you wanted to add a pocket or something, you could do that now. I'll add the scarf later because I want to put the other pieces so we can see what matches nice. Let me see if there's any questions on Instagram. Hi, Creating with Crimson and Sacred Flights. We're making these fun notes and totes cards today. Hi, Diana. We're making these fun notes and totes cards. Okay, so let's do the bottle. Now here I stamped it, so let's stamp. And you want to get another background piece that you can stamp over. I stamped the hibiscus flower on that. Okay. Um, you could also potentially, I don't know, I guess put the water things, but I put this. So let's do that. And I don't have balmy blue ink, but I have Carolina ink, which I think will work fine. And let's see, I'm making it so that the hibiscus center part faces up. So some of it's going to go off the page. Okay, so right, that's why I use the back end. Okay, let's clean this off a little bit. Another thing, if you didn't have a pattern um, thing like that for your scarf, you could use this stamp here to make your own, right? I could have stamped that peach pie onto white and then it would have been nice. So, okay, so I'm going to put this here. And so you can see I put it so that it kind of covers up that little gap there. Because again, I made my bag a little bit bigger by not removing that bottom piece. I felt it fit on the card a little bit better. So I'm going to kind of put it like that. That's cute. Okay, here's my little starfish. That was the Cajun Craze. I put that down next. Here, again, I think I used papaya from Close to My Heart there. So I'm just going to kind of put it like that. Maybe down a little bit. Okay, and then here's my conch shell. You know, I think I'm going to just dress that up a little bit. I feel like he's pretty clean. So let's try. I know I have an almond one of these, I thought. Maybe not, maybe this one. I'm just going to distress it a little bit. So I'm going to use my almond ink and kind of put it on a piece that I don't mind. I don't know. I'm just rubbing it over a little bit. So it looks a little bit not so white, right? Because I feel like a a conch shell wouldn't be that white. Okay, now we can adhere that down. He's a little more weather beaten now. Okay, there we go. And you could pop any of those up on um, Pop Dots Dimensionals if you want. Okay, now let's do our suntan lotion. Now the suntan lotion I stamped with the sun. Can you see I put the little sun here. And let's see, I've got pumpkin. Little sun. And let's stamp this one. And again, you can use it. You don't have to use this if you don't want to. You can leave it. You could write on it. I just thought for suntan lotion, it would be fun to have the little sun on there. Now, like I said, this card would come together really, really quickly if you just had a stash of some of these things cut already. I had these sunglasses. I'm not going to put them on this one, but I thought these were it would be cute with the silver, and then I put these um, little heart glasses that are the blue. I don't think they match nicely with this one, but I already have that cut, so I could put it on a card. Okay, now this one, to make it two-toned, this is peach pie, and then I cut this one with the pumpkin, and I'm just going to cut. There's already a opening there. I just am cutting it. And then the same thing with the lid. The cap or whatever it is. I'm just snipping the very ends of it. And then putting them on. Again, you don't have to, but it's little details like this that make your card stand out. Right? It gives it a little bit more I don't know, not believability or realistic, but it, it really makes a difference. By stamping on it and then making it two-toned, it really does make a difference. And then I just am putting it right on top, right over that. So isn't that cute? Okay, now let's adhere that. And again, I'm putting it on this side so it kind of covers that little gap that I made because I didn't fold that piece over. Okay. And then let's just put we have the handle. I wasn't really, I think it goes like this, something like that. I didn't feel like it added anything, so I'm not going to put that on there. So here's the purple that I wanted to use because of the purple sky. But see, I don't like the look of that now that it's on there, so I'm glad I cut the other one. I like this one better. It kind of captures it kind of captures the purple in the sky, but I don't think it goes with these other colors. So I'm gonna go back to this one. So I'm glad I cut that. Again, that's from that pond, the duck paper. But you could also make your own using this. It's very, very similar to that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna stick it right here like that. Okay, and then inside you could stamp sending warm wishes, just a note, relax and enjoy. If I had put this down a little bit and then I made it smaller so I didn't, extend this, you could stamp up in here if you wanted to. Okay? So what do you guys think of that card? Nice, huh? Okay, let me quickly show you how to create this. It should go pretty quick. Wow. All right, so I'm going to cut, when I cut this at 3.5, I'm going to cut two. You need to cut two of the things off. So let's move this. Let me bring the other one in. So we're going to make this. You need two of these. I know that card is so cute. Like I said, I might send those to my niece. I might make her a pack of, I don't know, maybe 18. I think that's how many bridesmaids and that she's having. Well, and groomsmen. 16. 16. Well, she wouldn't need to send one to herself and her fiance, so maybe 14. Okay, here's the basis. Maybe I'll send her a dozen. I'm going to cut two of these. And this time, we're not cutting off or folding back those other pieces. We need those other pieces when we make the 3D. What do you think, Jean? Should I make Maddie a set of about a dozen of those and send to her? Okay, so we need one. Let's see, do I have enough paper for the other one? I don't think I can fit this one here. Okay, I've got another piece here. Let's cut this at 3.5. You need two of the bag dies. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is not. I don't know what I'm doing wrong right now. Let's take it apart and do it again. One, got the two, got the two. 2. There we go. Just didn't have a good fit in there. Okay. So I have 2 of these. Okay. And then we need actually 2 sets of these. 2 sets of these. And then I also did the pockets. Because I was trying to, I'm going to try and match the ones that I have. Like I've shown you before, I actually have this bag. I know it's really close up, but I have this bag. Here's the handle, so I'm going to make it blue, and then it has a pocket like that on it. So I'm going to make these kind of a navy blue. And we need 2 of them, 2 sets. Let's see, how wide is this paper? 4.5. Okay, let's see. If I was brave, I just put 2 sheets of paper down, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, we need 2 of these. And I'm going to make 1 pocket. Okay. I was like, where did my other plastic thing go? Here it is. Okay. Okay, let's put this one through. I think this was Megan's bag. Let me see. What does it say on it? No, this is Michaela's bag. Michaela's bag is blue. It says MMW. So that's Michaela. Okay, so 2 of these. So 1 pocket. And actually, I'm not using the bottom piece. I mean, you maybe could, but I couldn't figure out how to put it on there with it. So you just need the little strips. And then let's do 1 more. I don't think it likes when I put that plastic piece that direction. There we go. Might be time to get new plates. I feel like I just got these. But I cut a lot, so okay, so I got 2 of these. 2 sets. And then I did make I made the handles and those pieces the espresso. So let's do that. We'll make the handle and then these little guys. And actually there's 2 of these guys. But I'll just do 1 at a time because I got to run it through twice anyway. So now I'm not sure about the little. You'll see once there's a second little piece in here that I just haven't decided where I'd put them. Like, where do you think it's like a little strap, but I'm not sure about where that one goes. But I'm going to use this and then the handle. I'm not going to use this, but if you can think about where you'd use it, like on a purse, I think it'd be on a purse, but okay. And then I think we'll have all of the pieces that we need. Okay, again, this is the espresso color. I've got another one of these little bag charms. It says like Prada or whatever your bag is. There's also a tag, so you could hang a tag if you wanted to say like Coach or something. There's a little tag. Okay, let's put these away. So I need to get my magnetic sheets. Here's the tag. So you could put like, oh, I'm not gonna take it off. You could put that on there so it's like it's saying Coach. That's the one that I can think of that has a tag. Okay, I'm gonna put these in there so that I don't lose everything. They show it in one of the samples. Okay, let me look at that because I know it's like a person like a clasp, but I couldn't figure out which other piece it went with. Is it on, oh here, right there. Okay, in the center. I guess if you there are some bags where you stick there's like on this side it's got the little like metal thing that you put through a hole like a keyhole and then turn it. You think that's what that is? Okay, so let's put these together. Now, this is just how I did it. I truthfully am not sure that it's the right way, but it works, about the bottom and the opening and everything. So, there is a right side and a wrong side of these, right? When you die cut it. So, you want the right side of both of them and then fold these pieces back. And geez, I should have practiced before I did it again because I have to remember. Okay, and then you fold the bottom under too. Okay, and see the bottom it kind of overlaps, and then these pieces kind of, I don't know if you can see, cover this piece covers up the bottom pieces. Okay, so then these ones have kind of two little what I would call ears, and you want to fold those ears back too. Oops. And it's not easy. I mean, I'm sure you get better when you do it a couple times. Okay, but it only has it on one side. You notice it's only on one side. So then you do the same thing on the other one. This is the right side. This is the back side. So fold these back. And then fold this back. And then fold these little ears back a little bit. Okay. But you'll notice when you put these front to back, the extra piece is on this side on this one, and it's on this side on the other one. Okay. So then you can see how it's just going to fit together. You put this here, you're going to fold this up and in, both of these up and in. And then we're going to close these. And this is where I wasn't 100% sure. I glued these two pieces together like this, and then I glued it down to one of the sides. So you can see mine, you see how mine both go towards the back? I glued it towards the back. I've seen other ones in the demonstrator planning place where they just left it stick out. So I don't know. So that's, I'm going to adhere these together. And again, this may not be the best, the easiest way, but this is the way that I did it. So I glued the sides together like this. You want to get them, I'm hoping I can do it in here. You want to get them pretty, right up against each other. Okay. And then do the same thing on this one. And I put adhesive. You can also use the glue. I brought oh, luckily I brought a second one here. You could use the green glue if you're better at that. I was like, there's no way I'm using the glue on here because I would get it everywhere. So, okay, so then you just glue those together. So now we've got these two pieces together, and you can see how this kind of, this, where you glued it together sticks out. And then we're going to, fold this in. Okay. And then these pieces are going to go underneath so that it covers up this little, there's like a little triangle here that this piece is going to cover that. So I did put some adhesive on the edges here to help hold it. Okay. Okay. And then you're going to have to put adhesive on one side of this to hold them together. Okay. So this is kind of a act where you have to do a whole bunch of things at once. So tuck in the edges. So tuck in those pieces that stick out, and then the part that you stuck the adhesive on, put that down first. And then the other one on top of it. Okay, and then I'm going to tuck this one in. This is the little bit of the harder part, but that's why I put the adhesive on it already. And if you at least use glue or use this repositionable tape, you can get it in there with a little bit of work. Okay, there we go. And then you can also look at it from the inside and fix it up. There we go. Okay, now like I said, I also glued mine down, glued these side pieces down if you want to. I'm not going to do it right now just because I don't want to take the time, but I did glue it down. Okay, so now we have, you see how that now covers the corner? So these are covered and these are covered. Okay, now just decorate. You could potentially decorate it before you do this, but I was kind of afraid that it would kind of get in the way. So I'm just going to put these on here. And then this time I put it kind of right on the flat side of where that line is. Right where this, you can see the crease there. So I just kind of put it right to the right. And on this one, right to the left. So I did it like to the inside of where those are. Let's do this side. They're so cute. Oh, geez. Did I lose one of my pieces? Oh, here it is. I was like, oh, how could I lose one? Okay, the inside. And then I did put pockets on the front and the back. Um, and you want to put it down low or put your handles on first. That's pretty good. And again, if you're putting the handles on like this, only put glue or adhesive on these bottom parts. Okay. So there we go. I want to center that on there. Okay, now let's do the other side. Put it kind of low. And then just adhesive on the bottom part. And again, if you want to use glue, if you want to use a stronger adhesive, like I did bring some score tape. You might want to put score tape for inside here to hold these together, but you don't have to. Okay, so that's good. And then lastly, let's just put these little labels, whatever these are. I'm going to put this right here. You won't be able to see it as well on this navy. You definitely could see it a lot better on the green. And then if you wanted to add that other little piece up there, I guess you could. Mine do not have the closure, my real one from LL Bean, or I think these are from LL Bean or Land's End. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to put that there. I was talking about that piece and then it's in my head. Goes here. Okay, there we go. Okay. And so you got your little treat box. Aren't these cute? So you can see this one, I've been playing around with this one a lot more, so it's a little more I don't know, like what practice? I don't know if that's the right word. Trained. It's a little more trained. There we go. So it does stick up. It does stand up like that. Isn't that cute? And like I said, these ones can fit a gift card too. Pretty much you want to put it this way. It will stick in here, but not very, not all the way down. So it will stick like this pretty well, but it won't stand up, but you get the point. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you do with them, Julie. You could put, if you wanted to put a scarf or something on here, you could. You could. This one, my original sample, I did leave open. So if you wanted to put something in there, you could also stick some of these things in there and not put them down here. I've seen a lot of people put the glasses and the water bottle and stuff in there. This one, I glued all the way down because I knew I wasn't going to put anything in it. Okay, and then here are the little 3D ones. Aren't they cute? See if there's any question on, nothing on Instagram there. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Next week, I'm using the same set and we are making a scrapbook layout. So here I do use I use a different handle. I'm using the fence. Here I do use the newspaper piece. And so you can stick the newspaper in there. That'd be cute. I could have stuck it in there. Um, and then I use the glasses here too, and I made the mirrored glasses. The pieces that were in the stamp set were the reverse of these ones, or. So this is what we're gonna make next week. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how to make this cute little straw bag. And here I did make my own scarf there. So, okay. Well, thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you next week where we make the um, scrapbook layout using the notes and totes. And then after that, I'm going to work on the celebratory sips. So if you're looking to something to order next, the celebratory sips is next up on my list of products to show you. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope you like the cards, and I can't wait to see what you make with them. See you next week. Bye.